The Lakers are sitting at 17-7, top 4 in the Western Conference, and yet every single fan is screaming for change. Why? Because despite their impressive record, they've now plummeted to the 21st defensive-rated team in the league. But what happened next will blow your mind.
The core problem. Here's the reality that nobody wants to admit. The Lakers don't need another star. They don't need another elite scoring option. What they desperately need is two-way talent, defensive-minded players who can actually knock down a three-point shot. Not players who are good on offense or defense, but players who can dominate on both ends of the court. And in their last 5 games, they've been a bottom 5 defense. That's not a championship formula, folks. So let's break down the perfect trade plan that could completely transform this team before the deadline. The dream scenario: Herb Jones. If the Lakers could pull off one trade, one single move that would change everything, it would be landing Herb Jones from the New Orleans Pelicans. This guy is the definition of a perfect fit. Former first-team All-Defense member, finished top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting back in 2024, and he's a legitimate three-point shooter who can play both on and off the ball. Imagine a starting lineup of LeBron, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, and Herb Jones locking down the perimeter while spacing the floor on offense. That's a championship-caliber defensive unit right there. Here's the trade package I'd offer. Gabe Vincent, Dalton Knecht, their 2031 first-round draft pick, a 2030 first-round swap, a 2032 first-round swap, and their final tradable second-round pick in 2032. Is it a lot? Absolutely. But for a player of Herb Jones's caliber, who averages over 1.5 steals per game and over 2 per 36 minutes, it's worth every asset. If you're enjoying this breakdown of how the Lakers can finally fix their defense, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future breakdowns. The beauty of this trade is that it doesn't include Rui Hachimura, meaning the Lakers keep their versatile forward while adding elite perimeter defense. And here's where it gets even better. After this trade, they'd have 2 open roster spots and enough cap space to fill them immediately.
Filling the gaps. Free agent targets. With Vincent and Knecht gone, the Lakers would need backcourt depth. Enter Alec Burks, a 35-year-old veteran who's somehow still unsigned despite shooting 42% from the field and a scorching 42.5% from 3 last season on over 4 attempts per game. He posted a plus .3 defensive rating, proving he's still at least an average defender who won't hurt you on that end. Burks could give them 10 to 15 solid minutes per game as a backup shooting guard or small forward, providing another veteran presence and reliable three-point shooting off the bench. Then, for that final roster spot, target Kesler Edwards, a big wing who shot over 40% from 3 last season, with a plus .6 defensive rating. He can defend multiple positions, play everything from small forward to power forward, and even handle some small ball center minutes. That's the kind of versatility championship teams need in the playoffs. Between Herb Jones, Alec Burks, and Kesler Edwards, the Lakers would completely transform their identity. Their starting lineup becomes elite defensively, and their bench gets deeper with actual two-way players. It's a dream scenario, but here's the problem. It's probably not happening. The realistic plan: Keon Ellis and Dosunmu. Reports have already suggested the Pelicans likely won't be interested in the Lakers' trade package for Herb Jones. So what's plan B? How do the Lakers still get the two-way talent they desperately need without landing their dream target? This is where things get interesting. The Sacramento Kings might be entering a full rebuild, and if they do, Keon Ellis should be at the top of the Lakers' wish list. He's shooting 37% from 3 this season and is a career 42% three-point shooter. But here's what makes him special. He's averaging 1.2 steals in just 19 minutes per game, which translates to over 2.5 steals per 36 minutes. At only 25 years old, about to turn 26, he fits both the short-term and long-term timeline. And the best part? He'd cost way less than Herb Jones. A package of Dalton Connect, a future first-round pick swap, and at most their final tradable second-round pick should get it done. Now, if you've made it this far and you're excited about these trade possibilities, do me a huge favor and smash that subscribe button. We're breaking down trade scenarios like this all season long, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. But the Lakers shouldn't stop there. The Chicago Bulls started 5-0, but have now collapsed to 9-23, winning only 4 of their last 19 games. They're trending downward fast. And here's a fun fact. The Bulls have only paid the luxury tax one time in franchise history. Translation, they're cheap, and they're probably not going to pay their young talent this summer. That opens the door for a trade involving Dosunmu and Isaac Okoro. For a package of Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, and a protected first-round pick, the Lakers could land both players and completely solve their two-way wing problem. Dosunmu is having a breakout season, averaging over 15 points per game while shooting 52% from the field and a ridiculous 47.5% from three. He's not just a 3-and-D guy, he's a legitimate playmaker, averaging over 3 assists per game, who can play point guard, shooting guard, or small forward. At 25 years old, he's exactly what the Lakers need for both now and the future. Then you throw in Isaac Okoro, who's shooting 48% from the field and nearly 37% from three this season. He's a career 35% three-point shooter with a plus .4 defensive rating throughout his career. Not elite, but solid, especially considering he's played for mostly average to below-average teams before Cleveland became good. The transformed Lakers roster.
Picture this new rotation. Your starting 5 becomes Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Keon Ellis, Rui Hachimura, and Anthony Davis. That's 3 legitimate two-way players in that lineup, with elite spacing and dramatically improved perimeter defense. Then your bench unit features Dosunmu, who could legitimately compete for Sixth Man of the Year this season, Isaac Okoro providing more 3-and-D play, plus you still have Max Christie, Jackson Hayes, and Jalen Hood-Schifino for depth. If you want to make one more move after that, you could sign Kesler Edwards to fill that final roster spot, or wait for the buyout market and target someone like Chris Middleton if he becomes available. Either way, you've completely transformed this roster from a defensively challenged team into a legitimate two-way powerhouse. Why this plan works? Here's what makes this approach perfect. You're not chasing big names or trying to land another max contract player. You're addressing the actual needs of this team, which is two-way talent and perimeter defense. Between Keon Ellis, Dosunmu, and Isaac Okoro, you're adding 3 players who can all shoot the three, all defend multiple positions, and all fit the timeline with LeBron, AD, and Austin Reeves. The Lakers don't need to swing for the fences on a superstar trade. They need to make smart, calculated moves that balance their roster and make them more well-rounded on both ends of the floor. That's how you become a championship contender in today's NBA. Before we wrap up, if you found this trade breakdown valuable and you want to see more content breaking down the Lakers' path to a championship, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're doing deep dives like this all season long. Final thoughts. Whether it's Herb Jones, Keon Ellis, Dosunmu, or any combination of these players, the Lakers front office needs to make their move before the trade deadline. The talent is out there, the deals are available. The question is whether they'll actually pull the trigger and address their defensive issues before it's too late. So that's my perfect plan for the Lakers heading into the trade deadline. Would I love to see them land Herb Jones? Absolutely. Is it realistic? Probably not. But can they still dramatically improve their roster with guys like Keon Ellis and Dosunmu? 100%. The path to a championship is right in front of them. They just need to take it.